Hey guys, how's it going? I was not going to do a video today. I am at school with absolutely no makeup on, my hair just kind of thrown up, and wearing t-shirts and leggings. Not how I usually would go to work, but it's a Saturday before the kids come back, and I still had a couple of things I needed to do to feel like I was kind of ready, so I decided to come in for just a little bit of time and try to get as much as I can done. Of course, the classroom is never ready. I'm looking around and I see so many things that I need to get done, but at some point you just have to stop and realize that it's kind of as good as it's going to get right now. So that's where I am right now, but then I realized I haven't introduced myself still, and I haven't done a class tour because my class was not ready. So I'm not going to do very long of talking about myself because many reasons, but I just thought I'd tell a little bit about myself. My name is Mara. Sorry, I keep looking at the door because my coworkers are also scrambling to get ready. My name is Mara. I work near Atlanta, Georgia. This is my first year teaching. I just graduated from Georgia State University. I am teaching a third grade in a dual language immersion program, which means that half of the day my students are with me teaching reading, writing, and social studies in English. The other half of the day they're with my partner teacher, and they learn science and math, as well as a little bit of reading and writing in Spanish. So it's a very interesting program. I learned a little bit about it when I was at Georgia State and decided that's how I want to teach. So year one, I happened to get a job doing that program and just kind of worked out that way, so I'm very excited about that. As far as my home life, I have one little girl. She is 4 and her name is Sophie. She is amazing. She's starting pre-K this year, so she'll be coming to join me at my school next year when she starts kindergarten. I like reading, I like hiking, and I love coffee, as well as most educators do. So that's just a little bit about myself. I'm going to just do a quick tour of my classroom. Take in mind that it's not finished, but it is what it is right now. So thanks, guys. Okay, starting out here, we have my teacher desk. I have a little bookshelf with my toolbox over there in the corner. I have a succulent theme going on, so I got these succulent labels from a friend. Very cute, as well as my notebooks, my personal books I don't want the kids to use every day. My bag I got from the Target dollar spot with pencils on it. Eventually I want to move away from having a teacher desk and just have my small group table, but right now my school doesn't really want to take teacher desks out of the classroom because they don't have a place to store them if everyone doesn't have one. And then I have my small group posters. I have not assessed my student reading levels yet, obviously, because they have not started, but I will have their groups there listed for them to see. Here's where I'm going to hang my reading anchor charts. Also keeping with my theme, my little cacti and succulents. Also the cacti and succulent labels around my clock. And then I've just got random stuff in this bookshelf. My clipboards. I have some dry erase boards in each of the kids' desks. And here I have just some erasers, some extra dry erase markers, and then of course you always need to store things, so eventually I'll have other things stored there. A little table for just flexible seating if the kids want to come read here. Going into the library. I'm trying to keep a couple of little plants around, so there's one. Some chapter books. Some of the kids at open house were kind of looking around and made a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. Most of them were siblings of my students, so they were a bit younger. Mailbox. Got my grade copy file and my essential oil diffuser. Sink, not much to see here. Just a little cactus lamp I found also at the Target dollar spot. And our textbooks that we're not really going to use because they changed our curriculum recently and the books are kind of outdated. And then I don't even teach science. That will be taught in Spanish, so she also cannot use these books since they're in English. These are our book bag hooks. I need to get some dots on them, so I have some cute little cacti and succulent labels, but there's been just too much going on. That was the least of my worries. My umbrella, I need to remember to bring home. Here's going to be my turn-in folders. I created this little sign. When the kids turn in their assignments, I want them to circle their name with a highlighter so that it reminds them if they have not written their name that they need to. And then also it's a form of self-assessment. If they feel like they completely understood it, they don't need any help, they're going to circle it with a green highlighter. Yellow is if they kind of understand it, but they could use some more practice or a little bit of help. And then orange if they just have no idea what's going on, they need a lot of help with that. So then I can quickly see how the students feel with the assignments. And then if I really need to, I can have one of the students highlighted with green help out with, one of the other students that didn't really understand. Probably with yellow, I wouldn't have a green student help an orange student. I would just completely reteach them. But the yellow students, they could probably just use help from a peer or just some extra practice, see how it goes at the time. I've got my calendar here. I'm not really going to do calendar time because they'll do that in math with my partner in Spanish. And then here I've got my class supplies, my dull sharp pencils, some art supplies. And then I found all of these posters on Teachers Pay Teachers that were just super cute. Had a bunch of cacti and succulents on them with different inspirational quotes. My favorite educational quote is this here. Guys, sorry about that. One of my coworkers could not figure out her technology, so she came and asked me for help. And I try to be there for my coworkers if I can. But I was showing you these posters that I found on Teachers Pay Teachers and saying how this is my favorite educational quote. Fair isn't everyone getting the same thing. Fair is everyone getting what they need in order to be successful. And I try to remember that every day with my students. Sometimes it's hard to think, well, I can't do this for a student because then I'd have to do it for everybody. And that's just not true, Of course with some things, you can't go giving treats and special privileges and everything to some students and not to others. But, if one student just needs more small group work, then give them that small group work. You don't have to worry so much all the time about, well, I don't have time to do as much with everybody. You do what you can. Not everybody needs it. You give what each student needs to them. I'm trying to get better about that, and also trying to realize what each student needs. This is going to be our educational goals. When the students come in on the first day, I have this little template that I'm going to have them write their goal for the year. And it's a little fun activity. They This school is very much growth-minded and data-driven, so the kids are used to writing their own goals. It might seem like that's a bit too advanced for 3rd grade, but it should be fine. And we're just looking at a simple goal, like I want to increase my reading stamina, things like that. I'm not looking for, I want to achieve an 83% on the end of year assessments, you know, something that a 3rd grader would say. But we're going to hang that here, and then eventually I have my data charts, and we're going to look at our goals for the class for our district assessments and just tracking if we meet our goals, etc. This is also where my laptops will be, but we keep them locked up. My desks are in the center of the room. Some of the kids brought their supplies at open house, so I've just taken the whole group supplies and put them away, and then their individual notebooks and pencil boxes and everything I've left out for them. The dual language program here in my county, each teacher gets one of these carpets in their classroom. So it just makes it kind of the same in every classroom, and it's just really cute, multicultural. These are my groupings, my partner groupings. I wouldn't normally show student names, but these don't have their last names, so it should be fine. When we work on our anchor charts, I'm going to hang them here, and then I can use the curtain rod to bring back other ones we might be working on to the front of the classroom. I'm thinking about starting a word of the day. Oh, let me cover this up here. That did have a student last name. I am thinking about doing a word of the day, and I'm going to put it right here. My little plant. And then just our objectives that we're working on the first week. Simple things, setting up our readers workshop, writing workshop. We use Lucy Calkins. The writing workshop has been a district-wide thing for a couple of years now, but some of the schools are starting using reading and just kind of testing it out. So at my school, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade are doing Lucy Calkins reading workshop. So it's always fun starting new curriculum, getting to be the guinea pig, but they should work really well together, so I'm kind of excited. And then we're also working on just setting up cardinal directions and how to read them out. And then we are back to my teacher desk. So sorry I'm kind of distracted and flustered and everything, but I hope you liked my classroom. All right, thanks guys. See you next time.